Hello everyone and welcome to this video on IELTS reading table completion. My name is Therese and today we'll be speaking about technique you can use to answer table completion questions. Tables do come up sometimes in the IELTS reading exam, so it is important to be ready for this type of question. And today we'll be looking at how to apply this technique. So basically what you will see in the actual exam is you'll see a passage on your screen, either on the right or the left of the screen, and you'll see a table on the other side of the screen. And you'll be given instructions to fill the gaps in the table. And you'll be given certain instructions like write one word only or write two words only, and you have to follow those instructions so that you are marked correctly in the exam. Okay, so here's an example exactly of what you might see. So I'm just pushing my video up so that I can try to show you everything as clearly as possible. So you'll see a text like this on the right, and you'll see instructions and a table like this on the left. So we can see that the instructions say, complete the table below using information from the reading passage. Write no more than 3 words for each answer. So it's important that you follow those instructions. Make sure that in those gaps that are missing in the box, that you write only no more than 3 answers. You can write 1 word or 2 words, but 3 maximum. If you don't follow those instructions, if you write 4 words, even if the meaning is the same, you will be marked incorrect. So that's important to remember. And let's take a look at the title of the text. It says Public versus Private Schools, Racial and Ethnic Statistics. So now we know that the main idea of this passage is racial and ethnic statistics or numbers in public schools compared with private schools. So this term versus means comparing public and private schools. So now we know what this text is about. Let's take a look at what I like to call the 7-step method for table completion. So this is a 7-step method that we're going to use every time you see a table. Number 1, read the instructions and then study the table carefully. All right, so we've read the instructions already. Let's read the table. So we see in the table that there are categories on the top: Hispanic, African American, Asian Pacific Islander, Native American. So they look like groups of people or groups of ethnicities. And then we see the names of schools or the types of schools on the left. So public schools, private schools, other. Yeah. And so we have types of schools, and then we have the number of schools. So that means there were an amount of schools here in the blue box. All right, so we're getting an idea now of what this box is about. So we've read the title of each column. We understand the categories. Now let's look at the other boxes to find clues for the missing answers. So we see in the light blue box that number 1 is missing. And we see number 2 in the white box after public schools, something is missing. And number 3, we see in the darker blue box that something is missing after private schools. So it looks to me like ethnicity, percentage, and numbers are missing, okay? So now identify any key words such as the title or category. So we see, for example, an ethnicity might be missing. So again, use your highlighter, if it's a paper-based test, to highlight any keywords. 5, find the paragraph with the keywords from the categories. 6, Scan the paragraph for the information. 7, select the words to fill the gaps. All right, so this is our 7-step method. Let's apply it to the actual question. So let's start by highlighting the boxes that are missing. So number 1, number 2, number 3, number 1, number 2, where's number 3? Number 3 is not there. We'll see that in the next slide, number 4 and number 5. Okay, so let's start with number 1. So we have highlighted, we know now what the boxes are. Steps 2 and 3, study the titles and examine the other boxes. So we can see that number 1 is part of a category or a group. So it's connected to Hispanic, African American, Asian Pacific Islander, Native American, Alaskan. So it looks like it's a group or an ethnicity that is missing in number 1. So we are looking for an ethnicity. Now, step numbers 4 and 5, identify the key words and the right paragraph. So we're looking for an ethnicity. Let's quickly skim the passage, and we can see in paragraph 2 that the word ethnic composition appears. So let's read through this particular paragraph. Let's scan it. The racial and ethnic composition of students enrolled in public schools was 58% non-Hispanic white, 20% Hispanic, regardless of race, 16% African American, 4% Asian Pacific Islander, and 1% Native American Alaskan. Among private schools, the racial and ethnic composition was 74% non-Hispanic white, 10% non-Hispanic black, 9% Hispanic, regardless of race, 6% Asian Pacific Islander, and 1% Native American Alaskan. So you see a list of ethnicities in the text, and we see that the only one that is missing from the box here is non-Hispanic white. So we know that this is what's missing from the box. So that's your answer, non-Hispanic white. So we followed the 7-step technique. Let's apply it to question number 2. The box number 2 that is missing is after public schools. So let's take a look now to see what at the other boxes to see if we get a clue. And we can see in the other boxes 58%, 20%, 16%, and 1% on the right. So it's obviously a percentage that is missing from number 2. So we must complete that box. We're looking for a percentage. And what is the category? Asian Pacific Islander. So let's go back to the text. We know we're looking for a percent. It's after public school, and it's under Asian Pacific Islander. So we quickly skim the text. We find the key words in the correct paragraph, right? And now we're going to scan, we're going to read the text for the answer. So let's scan it. The racial and ethnic composition of students enrolled in public schools was 50% non-Hispanic white, 20% Hispanic, 16% African American, 4% Asian Pacific Islander, and 1% Native American Alaskan. So if you look at the word percent, the words Asian Pacific Islander and public schools at the beginning of the paragraph, we can see that the answer is 4%. So that is your answer, 4%. So let's apply this to number 3. So when we look at number 3, the box that is missing, we see that it's under the category of student population or number of schools. We see that it's after private schools. And what else do we see? That's it. So let's take a look at the text. We found our keywords, private school and number of schools. And so we've highlighted that in paragraph 1. So now we're going to scan the text. In the 2007-2008 school year, there were an estimated 119,150 K-12 schools in the United States, 87,190 traditional public, 3,560 public charter, 180 funded by the Bureau of Indian Education, BIE, and 28,220 private schools. So we can see here that the number of private schools is 28,220. So that is our figure that is missing. We know we're looking for a number. We know it's after private schools. So that's your answer. So we've found the answers to numbers 1, 2, and 3. So that's the technique that you can use for table completion. It works like a charm every time. So again, let's recap. You're reading the instructions, you're studying the table. Okay, now if there's a lot of technical data, if there's a lot of specific information that you don't understand, don't worry. You don't need to really understand the details. What you just need to understand are the keywords and to find the correct answer. So don't be thrown off by, really technical stuff or a lot of jargon. Read the titles, read the categories. The information in the text may appear in a different order, right? So just be careful about that. The order may be different in the text. Check the other boxes to get clues for the missing answers. If it's a percent, or if it's a number, or if it's a specific category. Skim the text to find the keywords and the location. Yeah, based on the keywords. Then go back and scan the text to check meaning, to check the correct answer. Again, make sure that you use the exact word, the exact spelling, the correct use of capitals, or the correct number or figure, so that you get marked correctly and that you don't lose any marks in this part of the test. Okay, so again, just a final note, be careful of your time. Make sure that you're not spending too much time, looking for keywords. You want to try to do this as efficiently as possible because you don't have a lot of time. So just keep an eye on your time and do lots and lots of practice before the actual exam so that you have mastered the technique. All right, so thank you for watching. Good luck with table completion questions and good luck in your IELTS exam. Thanks, bye for now.